It's Car Con Carne. Let's eat in the car. It's Car Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
And happy hump day. Welcome to Car Con Carne. I'm James Van Alstyne. The show tonight is brought to us by our friends at C&H Financial Services, also Siren Records in McHenry. Now, coming up, programming note here, tomorrow at noon, right around lunchtime, if you're working from home, if you're working from the office, take a break at noon to watch Kenny Johnson. Kenny Johnson from the TV show SWAT. He was also on Sons of Anarchy, Bates Motel, so many different shows. His IMDb page is exhausting to look at. Kenny Johnson will be on Car Con Carne tomorrow, and this is another episode done in conjunction with the Brent Sopel Foundation. Brent Sopel, former Chicago Blackhawks, Stanley Cup winner. The Brent Sopel Foundation is dedicated to helping people with dyslexia, which Brent has, and Kenny Johnson, our interviewee, has. That's tomorrow at noon. Tomorrow night, we're going to take a walk down the Dixie Highway Brewery Trail with representative brewers from that area. Friday, Justice Hill, songwriter, amazing piano player, producer. Justice Hill will be joining us Friday night. And then Monday, this guy, he is literally, well, not literally because it doesn't exist. He is metaphorically on the Mount Rushmore of Chicago radio. Hands down, a true broadcasting legend in this town. Kevin Matthews joins me on Car Con Carne on Monday night. Earlier today, if you were a subscriber to the Car Con Carne e-blast, you got an email message. I like to keep people up to date that way. If you're not a subscriber, go to carconcarne.com, sign up for email. It's very unobtrusive, and I try to put a lot of stuff that's interesting in there for you. So tonight, my guests are coming to us from two different continents, one very near. Kyle is here in Chicago.
Hello.
Craig is in Australia. Together, they are the transcontinental duo, Rain Rabbit. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thanks for having us on.
For really astute Car Con Carne followers, and maybe there aren't that many, but if there are astute followers, Kyle was my guest back in August of 2018.
Yes. Several hundred episodes ago.
It really was. I was looking at the number. You were my guest on episode 174.
Wow, is that what it was?
Tonight it's episode 593, but you were representing Midwave. You're part of Midwave,
yes.
which I still love. But you're here tonight. The two of you together, we are on the precipice of the release of the Rain Rabbit self-titled debut.
That's right.
Which it comes out on Friday. We can stream it and listen to it on your website now.
Yeah,
before it goes wide and it is available everywhere. Let's start. I introduced you both as, coming from different corners of the globe, Australia, Chicago. I realize that technology makes collaboration easy in the present day. It's a no-brainer. You could just email stuff. You could jump on Slack or whatever. But I still have to ask how a Chicago guy and an Australian guy came together to form this project.
It's kind of a bizarre story. So
I was hoping.
Yeah. Craig, was it 2015 or 2016 that we started on Band Hub?
Yeah, I'd say probably late 2015, maybe.
Yeah. So Band Hub was a sort of Craig and I joke that it was like they were doing pre-COVID stuff. Like COVID stuff before COVID times happened, where essentially it was a place where musicians could meet up and record cover songs, mostly cover songs, sometimes originals, and you could do it piece by piece with a video chat like we're doing now, and the artists could just layer their songs. And Craig and I did a couple of covers together. We did what did we do, Craig?
Frankly, Mr. Shankly was probably the first one. Smith.
Yeah,
sure.
The Smiths. And then we did Orange Crush by REM and Don't Change by In Excess. And
these are all songs I love.
Yeah.
I mean, all that 80s stuff. We'll talk about what made it to the album because
sure.
I think we have a lot of overlapping taste.
We do.
Based
definitely,
on the songs you've chosen. So you did a lot of covers. And actually, before you keep talking about that, I feel like I should be sitting on a phone book or something, looking at the way this is laid out. You're both really high up. Like,
there we go. Yeah.
I'm going to sustain myself like this. Or if you guys could slouch a little more, and you're both better lit than me.
Well, you've got the where is it? You've got the banner that's over here, so you have to have some headroom. That's all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so you started working on covers long distance, and you're right. That's totally like a pre-COVID model. Let's no touching, no physical interaction. Let's just do this all virtually.
Yeah. And I mean, when we first started doing it, it was just sort of a casual link up. Like, there was no, like, if I recall right, when you would want to do a cover, you would just put out like a notice, and other artists that were on the site would join in. And Craig and I just magically happened to join up on one of the songs, and then we just kept working together. Like, he became the drummer that I only wanted to do stuff with. And we just started talking from there, like outside the site.
Yeah, I think I'd probably join maybe 6 months, a year before you came on. Mm-hmm. And I think you did that Frankly Mr. Shankly cover, and I was put onto it by the guy who played guitar on that cover.
Paolo, yeah.
Yep. And that was, I guess, that's all she wrote, really. That's how it all started. And I think we sort of realized that our musical foundation, our musical tastes were very much set in the 80s as a foundation.
Yeah.
And I think that sort of propelled us forward. Obviously, we hit up a friendship, which definitely didn't hurt. But
yeah,
ultimately, that was the start of where we are now. And it's been an interesting ride, considering we are probably 9,000 miles apart.
Yeah. And I mean, we've only met in person one single time.
Yeah,
that's
correct.
it.
So was that weird before you met? Was it kind of like online dating where you had the jitters before you got to see each other face to face for the first time?
You know, I can't speak for Craig, but I was nervous, I guess, a little bit, but not that much, because the way that him and I talk, we talk so often. I joke like it's on par with how often I talk to my wife. So, I mean, we had done so much communication that there wasn't that much apprehension before meeting him. But I don't know. Maybe you were nervous on your end, Craig.
Well, I think probably the sleep deprivation counteracted that, because we came over to the States in 2019 on vacation, and it was just a random suggestion. I said to Kyle, "Well, we'll be in Vegas. If I catch a flight to Chicago, would you want to meet up?" And I think I would have been a 12:30 a.m. flight, landed at 6 a.m. with the time difference.
It was early when I showed up.
By that time I was well and truly into sleep deprivation mode. Spent 14 hours with you showing me around Chicago.
Yeah.
And then jumped on a plane and flew back. Another 5 hours. So it was a wild ride, and it was well worth it. So,
and we were already deep into the record. So, I mean, I would say we were probably at least halfway done with it at that point.
I'd say so, yeah. We'd probably done all the recording, and it was just the nitty-gritty of getting it, I guess, radio ready, so to speak.
Right, yeah. But the only time that we met up, there was no recording whatsoever. It was purely, let's get food, let's get a drink.
Absolutely.
Go to a record store.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got a whirlwind.
That's what you do for a visitor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it was a crash course in this is Chicago, and it was great. And that was the opportunity, and I'm glad we did it when we did, because with the world we live in, who knows when the next opportunity is going to be. So
right, and I suspect Kyle was a good tour guide.
Absolutely.
I've got to be honest, Craig. I'm so glad you ended up going to Chicago. One, because we're proud people here, and we like to show off our city. But if Vegas was your only experience in America, it would have been the wrong takeaway to have in our country.
Absolutely, it was let's say it was a middle stop, halfway stop between some real destinations.
Okay, yeah, because Vegas is it's surreal. It's just not. It's not right.
It isn't, but it's a not right you have to see if you're there.
Right. And Chicago, I mean, I hope you saw this when you were here. The nicest people, I mean, we're the Midwest of America, so we're the nicest people in the world, unless you're driving. If you're driving,
yeah,
we're horrible. But just to meet, we're good people.
Absolutely.
He fortunately didn't have to see any pure Chicago road rage because I believe we did like Uber or Lyft all day long. So
Smart.
Did the sensible thing, the
exactly.
smart thing. Yeah.
Right, yeah. I kept some semblance of respect around him.
So the business of being a band, I mean, the art side is easy enough, collaboratively speaking, doing it, cross continents. The business of being a band seems harder when you're in an arrangement like this. Just being in a professional partnership and dealing with that. Has that been an okay hurdle to climb or jump?
Yeah, I honestly think it's, we've worked through what any band would work through. Like if you're in the physical same space or you're separated by distance, the logistics to some degree are still the same. And I think we've learned a lot through this process. And, I think we've probably the positive for me is that we tend to musically in, the space that we're producing and creating music, I think we tend to agree more than we tend to disagree in the direction. So
we've had very few impasses on stuff that we've recorded. It's usually you send me something, I'm like, great. I send you something, it's great. So yeah, it's been pretty easy, honestly.
And can we all agree it's not a competition? It's never a competition in these video chats.
It
Can we agree that Kyle has the coolest looking setup of the three of us?
No.
I mean, look what I've got. I mean, that's underwhelming, if nothing else.
Where are you, Craig?
This is a funny story.
It is a funny story because I was planning to do this from my studio at home. And I woke up this morning about 6 a.m. and looked at my phone and went, I don't have any Wi-Fi. That's interesting. Well, they're working on the service down the road, so I've had to make other arrangements. But, that's what we do.
Murphy's Law is worldwide.
Murphy's Law.
is what it is.
It is. Oh, yeah. No, it's not restricted to North America. No.
No.
Oh, no.
All right. So the two of you collectively are Rain Rabbit. Let's start, since we started by talking about covers, let's talk about covers because there are a bunch of covers on this release, as well as 5 original songs. And the covers are more along the lines of what we've been talking about, that kind of 80s gloom pop, A Night Like This by The Cure,
Gloom pop is
which is,
absolutely.
I think, one of that band's greatest songs.
Oh, thank you. Well, yeah, it's absolutely one of my favorite. I'm a sucker for saxophone, and it's one of the very, very few Cure songs that has saxophone, so I was all in on that one.
See, I'm right there. I had Mars Williams on my show a couple weeks ago from Liquid Soul and Psychedelic Furs, and the whole time he was talking, there was a saxophone right behind him. I'm like, I would kill a drifter for him to just pick that up and just start playing the opening of Heartbeat. Like that would just, that's all I want. Because same, I love a good sax sound. You mentioned Orange Crush earlier. You cover Bang and Blame.
Yeah. So when we were discussing the covers, we initially kind of wanted to do like a side A, side B kind of thing, and it evolved from there. Obviously, the idea of doing 5 covers and 5 originals was born out of meeting on Band Hub and doing all that sort of, working on other music. I think on Band Hub, we did it a little bit more on the nose by the book. It was like playing cover, trying to make the song sound
true
exactly
to the original. Yeah,
right.
Absolutely, yeah.
Where when we approached this, we tried to at least put our own spin or our own take on the song. So I think we started the record, and all the songs on the album are chronological. Like track 1 was the first one we recorded. Track 2 was the second one we worked on all the way through to number 10. So we started with those originals, and then when we got to the cover bank, I think it was more of a, what 5 songs are we hearing in this original music that we made? So that's kind of the selection process.
Well, talking about putting, sorry, go ahead, Craig.
No, and I think that the selection was based exactly what Kyle has said, but we also didn't want to do songs that had been done to death. We sort of went for songs that people would know if they heard, but, it wouldn't be the top 3 or the top 3 most popular songs of any band.
Right, you're not doing Just Like Heaven, you're not doing...
No, that's right.
South Central Rain. But Kyle mentioned putting your own spin on songs. When I think of Bang and Blame, the synths, which I don't think are on the original REM version.
They're
You
not,
have
no.
synths on that, and I think it adds a nice touch to that one.
Oh, thank you.
But that's an example of you kind of putting your own.
So Bang and Blame was one of those songs that I had suggested to Craig early on. That was the first song that I ever learned to play on bass. It's Mike Mills is a bass genius, but that it's such a simple line that it was a really young age introductory to REM's catalog. And a lot of my bass playing has been by listening to Mike Mills. I play with a pick, it's all downstrokes. So I really wanted to kind of put that one in as sort of a nod to the first time I ever played a bass was an REM song, and same album too. So
I swear I keep going back to those original, maybe 5 or 6, all the REM albums really through Green, and that is a band at the peak of its power.
Oh,
right
absolutely. Yep.
My God. I mean, just Life's Rich Pageant and Fables of the Reconstruction and Reckoning and Murmur and Document. What a run.
Oh,
I mean,
my God, yeah.
how many bands in history have been that consistent for that many albums in a row?
Absolutely. I mean, right all the way up until when Bill Berry left, because even after then, I still enjoyed them, but it wasn't quite the same without the four of them. But
yeah. I mean, I there are moments for me on Monster. There are moments for me on New Adventures in Hi-Fi. But for me, that 80s run is unassailable.
Same.
It just even the Stones put out a turd in their peak. They had a good 3-album stretch. Then it was a turd. Then a great album.
Yep.
I hope that REM comes back around into the general consciousness as one of those really important, really amazing bands, because I think they kind of just fell out of people's heads. They're so good. All right.
Still holding out for a reunion. But yeah, that's beside the point. Yeah.
Are you listening, Riot Fest? It's funny. You covered Peter Murphy Cuts You Up. I just got done 2 weeks ago pre-ordering that stretch of Peter Murphy solo albums. They've all been re-released on vinyl. Love Hysteria, Deep, and Holy Smoke, all re-released. I love that solo stuff that he did.
Yeah. I prefer to Bauhaus.
Correct.
Well, yeah, it's more pop.
Mm-hmm.
It is, but I think the roots, it's still him. Bauhaus for me, I can't say I was a massive fan, but they definitely did have an influence on my sort of musical direction, especially in the earlier sort of part of my
I remember seeing Peter Murphy at the Riv.
journey.
I remember seeing Peter Murphy on the Deep Tour at the Riviera in Chicago, and just what a fantastic performer. And Cuts You Up, that was a single. That was a borderline modern rock hit. But now in the present day, it's just kind of one of those edgy things that time forgot. It's
a little dusty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. What else? Oh, you've got Oingo Boingo, as you talk about songs that weren't big hits, Private Life.
Yeah. So Oingo Boingo is probably one of the primary influences for myself, just in terms of everything Danny's done, score work, that sort of stuff, that circus, orchestral, really high-paced syncopation, all that stuff has crept into my style. Oingo Boingo is one of those bands that I never got the chance to see live. I never will, but one of my favorites. And I was really on the fence. It was between Private Life or On the Outside for me. And it ended up being Private Life. And I was really excited about that one because Craig sings backup vocals on that. And I thought it brought a new dimension to the track. That was a late addition right before we got
very
mastered.
late.
Yeah, almost about before we shipped it off.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if I should be doing these backup vocals. It's too much me.
And then you cover the Thompson Twins, the song Lies, which was a minor hit back in the day.
Correct.
Yeah, it's definitely not Hold Me Now, but I liked it. It's more upbeat. I love the synth work in it. Again, it's one of those early songs I learned on bass. It's just a simple driving riff picked.
Right.
I love that kind of stuff.
It's one of those songs you can do a lot with. It's just got that movement, that groove. It lends itself to interpretation. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's one of those songs that, it was definitely worth doing. So we did it.
Yeah.
So knowing where you've come from musically, what has inspired you? I mean, usually with most bands, you kind of have to ask, well, what do you listen to growing up? What music do you listen to when you're not making music? We know based on what you cover. And that music, the stuff you're passionate about, absolutely just spills out into the originals on the Rain Rabbit debut. I mean, this is dripping with 80s aesthetic.
It is.
I mean,
that's good. We didn't really know what it was going to sound like, and him and I struggle. Like, we don't really know what to call it because it's sort of pop, it's sort of funk, it's mostly alternative, but I don't really have like a genre tag to sell it to people as. It's just, it definitely does have a lot of the 80s flavor, but I don't think we set out trying to make a retro record. It just came out by accident.
I think when you put the synth front and center like that, and you have a sense of melody as you do, it's going to sound influenced at least by the 1980s. All the Right Things is a very 80s sounding song, and a sweet groove on that one too.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And All I Want, speaking of the saxophone, there's a legit sax on that, on Long Way Home.
Yeah, so we got a same sax player who's also on A Night Like This, the Cure cover that we did. Same guy, his name is Fabian Hernandez, absolute legend of a player, Grammy Award winning. He's done a bunch of work, mostly with, I believe, Latino music. But, I mean, the guy is just killer. He plays his ass off. So we got him for, he does some of the tooting in Holding On. And then it was more just like, this guy is amazing. We have to incorporate him. So anytime there's sax on the record, it's Fabian.
And before we move off the originals, I do want to compliment the awesome bass line on All I Want, which also stands out.
Oh, thank you very much.
So 5 originals, 5 covers. Now that you got the covers kind of out of your system on record, I would assume that were you to do this again, or I'm assuming you're going to do this again, maybe you go all original next time?
We really haven't spoken about our game plan quite yet. We know the singles from this album that we're going to push like during this promotional cycle, but I know we have a lot of stuff in the can already. Craig has been writing like crazy. We've got a lot of stuff lined up. I don't know. What do you think, Craig?
Yeah, look, I mean, as you said, we do have a lot of ideas floating around, but ultimately it comes down to whatever we settle on. We may or may not decide that, there's an opportunity. Oh, wouldn't this cover be great to do? Wouldn't it just fit into this? Wouldn't it just put the cherry on top for this album? So we don't discourage. We're not going to discredit it right now. We're not going to say we definitely will or won't. But it's a potential. I mean, there's potential for us to do it.
You're a couple of music fans making music.
Absolutely,
and that's why we do it. It's about just doing what you're passionate about, I guess, and being able to do it, and that's the blessing.
And I think when we started putting this together, we never wanted to come off as a cover band. Our initial idea, as I had mentioned, we wanted to do side A, side B, where it was sort of a hard division, where it was like, here's the original material, and here's some fun covers if you'd like. Obviously in the digital format world, it's one long playlist.
Yes.
But I don't think we ever really wanted to brand ourselves as like, oh, we do originals and covers. It just sort of ended up being that way for this album.
Well, it also speaks to, the evolution of what you two have done. That's how you started. It is intrinsically part of your band DNA.
Absolutely.
Well, talk a little bit about the single. We just touched on that for a second or two. Tell me about that.
Yeah, sure. So Long Way Home, that was the third song that we had written. Man, it's going back. We started that sometime in 2019, I believe. And it's probably like toward the end of the year in 2019. The music came together very quickly. We added Fabian's saxophone down the line, and the vocals were late game stuff. As a singer, I always hate that part. I hate it. I sing in all the projects and stuff that I put out, but it's my absolute least favorite part of the process. So I always stick it to dead last. Why is that? I don't really know. It's not so much that I dislike my voice or that I dislike the process. I get more enjoyment out of putting the composition together, and then I get stressed when I have to do the vocals. I guess there's more pressure to create a hook. I'm always trying to stay somewhere within the pop realm, so I don't want to get too avant-garde with stuff. So, the music comes a little bit quicker and easier and it's more enjoyable, I guess, for me.
It is interesting, though, because you can write a composition and you can listen to it as an instrumental. And as soon as you add those vocals to it, it can change the whole dimension of that song. So, it is such an important part of the final product if you're going for something that's not instrumental. And it is amazing how it can change just with the melody that you bring in. So
I want to try. I'm getting very self-conscious. No.
Oh yeah, look at this.
Who shows it now? Huh?
Yeah,
there we go.
I feel a little. I still like. I want a booster seat, like I'm at like I'm a 3-year-old at Supercuts.
I'm not on a hydraulic chair, so I can't go up or down at the moment.
And now with this new view, let's be clear, Kyle really does have the sweetest space of the three of us.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
I mean, Craig, it looks like you're at the train station.
It feels like I'm at the train station. And it was just a plan B. But what can you do?
What can you do? All right, so the website, gentlemen.
Yeah.
It is rainrabbit.com. Mm-hmm. Nothing better than starting a new band and having the domain secured and easy to use.
Yeah, I was very surprised.
It seems like that would have been used as a combination by someone for something. That's an awesome domain.
I would have thought it would have been taken by a gardening blog or some sort of shampoo company, anything. But we got it, so...
Well, that's really part of our experience, wasn't it? Is actually finding something that wasn't taken.
Mm-hmm.
You came up with going through names, trying to figure out what you're going to call.
And you would think it would be a fairly straightforward process, but when you come up with something that you even remotely like, it's taken. Some shape or form, and it's the most abstract thing you can think of. I mean, we were eventually just throwing things into a blender to see what weird stuff would come out, and it would be taken 9 times out of 10.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Like even made up words, you would just pop it in and search it on Google. Sure enough, there's someone on Spotify that already has a blue check mark next to the name. It's just like, how is this possible?
And I mean, ultimately, we circled back to the beginning because Kyle had a photograph of a rabbit, and it wasn't even an intentional direction that we went in. It just ended up going full circle, and it was, if we go to the album cover, just an incredible bit of work that went into that. We got somebody, an artist by the name of Mark Toomey, to create something just amazing for us, and free reign, and it ended up, it all just ended up working. The cover, the name, it all, I guess, what do you say? It was meant to be. I don't know if you believe in that sort of thing, but it sort of all just came together.
It was beautiful artwork, what Mark did. It's all hand painted. It's acrylic and oil, I believe, right, Craig?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool looking.
And unprompted, he did the blend between, we've got a little Chicago skyline, some of Craig's skyline, and then the rabbit picture is actually one of my family friends growing up, a woman by the name of Renee Eugene. She's takes a lot of rabbit photographs. So when we finally landed on using the name Rain Rabbit, I contacted her and got one of her pictures of the rabbit, and that's what we sent to Mark to use as the basis for the artwork.
Got it. All right, so people can listen to the debut album. It is right there on rainrabbit.com under Listen By. Everything goes live on Spotify, etc. on Friday.
Yeah,
but you can preview everything right now on the website. And I'm a sucker for this stuff. I'm extra biased because this sounds like the stuff that made me happy when I was growing up too.
That's high praise. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So, Craig, thank you for joining us from Australia.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Very nice to meet you, Kyle. Great to see you again. Every 400 episodes or so, we should do this.
That sounds like a plan. Thank you for having me on again.
All right, you guys stay right there. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, thank you for doing that. Thank you for listening on carconcarne.com or wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm going to wrap this up right now.
Cheers.
Right. Thank you.